The story begins in a cursed house where heavy clouds loom and thunder cracks outside. Inside, the family is having their usual dinner when the youngest son, Yuri, suddenly stands up. He tells his father, politely but firmly, that if he doesn't mind, he can throw him out of the house. Everyone freezes, mostly because no one has ever dared to speak between bites of the sacred roast duck. His father grows furious the moment he hears this. He demands to know what kind of nonsense he is spouting. But our lad stands his ground. His older brother bursts into laughter, mocking him and asking what kind of stories he's trying to tell now. He also reminds him that their family is a well-known noble house, one with ties to the royal bloodline. But Yuri knows what he saw. He's had a vision of the future, one where his entire family is wiped out inside a game called Saint Quest. Yuri knows this world he's been reborn into is a replica of a game he used to play in his past life. And in this world, he's been born as the villain, Yuri, destined to become the final boss of the game. He will one day betray the protagonists and seek revenge, and Yuri remembers every part of it. He also knows that once the game begins, his family, the royal-linked cursed family, will be brutally exposed and sentenced to death by a family of masterminds. As he listens to his brother, Marco's sharp tongue mocking him, he stays silent, already aware of the dark future awaiting them all. Just then, his sister Miranda mocks him, but Yuri only watches her in silence, already imagining her fate, how she too will die in this cruel game, caught in a pathetic struggle. In the end, it will be Yuri, his in-game self, who kills Emelina the Saint, sacrificing his own life to do it. After that, the game will be remembered by a single name, the Gloomy Game. His father suddenly stands, furious, demanding what Yuri means by leaving the house. The atmosphere turns tense. Yuri thinks of his father, Balan Lugsouth, the head of the Lugsouth family, who once stole power from his own brother and now plots to overthrow the country. Yuri knows revealing the truth about the game would backfire, so he carefully lies, saying he wants to gain experience from the outside world to help the family's future. Velan, seething with anger, storms over to Yuri and snaps that even a cockroach like him now wants to contribute to the family. The tension in the room spikes. Their eldest brother, not watching from nearby, smirks and mutters that Yuri's done for. Balan reaches out his hand toward Yuri, saying he never imagined he'd live to see this day. Yuri mentally prepares for death, or worse, a fatherly hug. In that moment, Yuri fears his father might kill him, just like he once executed his own brother. But instead, he taps Yuri's shoulder and says something. To Yuri's surprise, his father shows pride and offers him a piece of land to explore the outside world, saying he must prepare to become a full-fledged lord. Yuri was ready for exile, but he was not ready for real estate. But he thanks him. As he turns to leave, his younger sister Sasha calls out worried. When he asks what's wrong, she says she's just concerned for him. Yuri thinks Sasha Lugsouth, the youngest in the family, is the only kind-hearted one in this house. Sasha is clearly shocked and worried, but she doesn't stop her brother. She respects his decision. Instead, she offers him her moonblade as a token of her protective charm. Yet deep down, he reminds himself that no matter what, she is still part of this family. That night, a servant quietly questions Lord Balan's decision. Why grant such a large piece of land to Yuri? Sipping wine, Balan explains that just like top-shelf wine isn't always good, a noble family's son isn't always worthy either. He says this while drinking something that smells like expired vinegar. He admits he wanted to get rid of Yuri himself, but didn't expect the boy to leave on his own. If Yuri manages to survive on that land, Balan knows he can gain plenty of advantages from him. The next day, Lord Balan writes an official decree appointing Yuri as the Lord of Alf Village, and banishes him from the house. Yuri wonders why, out of all places, he was given this village, and now he must figure out what to do next. The village of Alf is barren, no crops, no resources, no people. Even invaders ignore it. Our lad knows he must build everything from scratch, but all the talented people work under his father. Yuri doesn't know exactly what his father is planning, but he's sure Balan will keep all subordinates loyal to himself. With no other option, Yuri visits a slave shop. The owner greets him warmly, mentioning strong ties with his father. In simple words, he wants to say that please buy something before your dad turns me into soup. A magical contract binds every slave here. They can't leave until it expires. Yuri doesn't see any of this as honorable, but he has no choice. The shopkeeper then begins showing him a few slaves. Inside, he sees 3 slaves standing, their necks and hands bound. The shop owner explains these are the only ones they carefully handpicked. After showing the slaves, the shop owner quietly wonders if Yuri, just a third son, fallen from a noble Lug-South bloodline, can really tell the difference between them. But Yuri senses the owner is hiding something, so he insists on examining them himself. In Saint Quest, every character is granted unique abilities, and Yuri's is called Appraising Eye. This ability allows him to judge any person on sight, their stats, personality, past, and present. He doesn't want to use it casually, but now he does, and is shocked to see that all the slaves are bound by a contract. When Yuri realizes the slaves are bound by a contract from Lord Balin, he's shocked. He suspects his father arranged this, either to block his progress or to spy on him, and knows the shop owner is in on it. Slamming his hand on the table, Yuri excuses himself, saying these aren't the people he needs, and walks out. The shop owner, stunned, wonders if Yuri actually figured it out, something he believed was impossible. He briefly considers whether he just lost a customer or gained a death wish. Yuri now realizes how hard it is to find people. Everyone's under his father's dark influence. He considers the arrival of a hero party, the only group barely out of Balin's reach. But he knows if he makes even one wrong move, just like in the game, he'll be killed. Yuri shakes his head, thinking he needs someone unlinked to both his father and the hero party. But who? Suddenly, one name comes to mind, Fi. He wants her on his side. In the game, Fi is a beastfolk girl enslaved after her mother is killed. With no hope left, she's eventually rescued by the hero. Her character is fated to die in a sub-event. But for Yuri, this is the perfect opportunity. If he can find her before the hero party does, he might change her fate. Now he just has to figure out where she'll appear. Just then, Yuri overhears a group talking. Someone mentions a beastfolk being hunted. The moment he hears it, he realizes the event he was just thinking about has already begun. On the other side, a group of men are seen grabbing a beastfolk girl, hurting her as she screams for help. One of them smirks, saying her face is pretty cute, yeah, like the ancient philosophy saying flirt while you kidnap. But another reminds him she's just a beastfolk, nothing more than subhuman trash. Just then, the girl bites one of them, fighting back with all she has. After the bite, the man cries out in pain, shoves the girl to the ground, and angrily mutters that she could have carried a disease. Another man suggests they should just sell her. At that moment Yuri arrives. Stepping forward without hesitation, he looks at the girl and wonders aloud if her name is Fi. The thugs turn to Yuri, demanding to know who he is. Calmly, he replies that today is a good day, because he's finally found what he's been searching for. The injured girl looks up at him, confused and wary. One of the thugs suddenly recognizes Yuri, whispering to the other that he's the fallen son of the Lug-South family. That means if they capture him together, they could demand a hefty price from his father. In the game, Yuri's character holds certain abilities he rarely reveals, designed to deceive and mislead others. This time, he taps into his stealth ability, a power that lets him vanish from sight. As the thugs move in closer, Yuri activates it, disappearing before their eyes. It's not magic, it's social anxiety with sparkles. Using his ability, Yuri dashes past them in a blur, swiftly grabs both their weapons, and hurls them far away before they can react. The thugs rush to where Yuri stood, only to find the spot empty, no trace, not even a ripple. Before they can react, Yuri appears behind them, pressing his moonblade to both their necks. Surprise, it's free neck exfoliation, noble style. As the thugs realize they're now at Yuri's mercy, shock and panic spread across their faces. They've been completely caught off guard. Yuri knows his stealth ability isn't just for hiding, it's a combat skill, perfect for targeting enemies' weak spots with precision. Now that both thugs understand he's no runaway, they panic and beg for mercy. But Yuri demands only one thing, a deal. They are never to go near the girl again. The two thugs flee, desperate to save their lives. When Yuri looks back, Fi thanks him, saying that if he hadn't arrived in time, those men could have done something terrible. Yuri, watching her, quietly thinks to himself, maybe this girl isn't so bad after all. Just to be sure, Yuri activates his appraising eye. No contracts, no curses, no hidden agenda. Just raw, unfiltered trauma. Relieved, he confirms the girl has no ties to the hero party or his father. She's safe. A good candidate. Placing a hand on her shoulder, he tells her he wants a favor in return for saving her. He's been looking for someone like her. Fe tenses, blurting out that she won't do anything erotic. Yuri nearly chokes on his dramatic build-up and clarifies, she's misunderstood. He just wants her to be his maid. Skilled, professional. She blinks. Apparently, job interviews are weird everywhere. And just like that, in the strange rhythm of the game, Yuri hires Fi as his maid, his first real step toward becoming a lord. Step 1. Survive. Step 2. Hoogle how to lord. As night falls, our lad brings Fi home and hands her over to the maids, instructing them to clean her up thoroughly with proper care. After the bath, the maids gently treat Fi with kindness and begin taking her measurements for clothing. Yuri enters and asks how far along the progress is. He says it like he's checking on a cake in the oven. Still confused, Fi asks what's going on. Yuri explains the maids are taking her measurements so she can be properly outfitted as his maid. Fi stands like a confused mannequin trying to pass a personality test. The maids quietly giggle, knowing Yuri has a soft spot for beast folk. Fi says it all feels amazing but admits she doesn't know much about his past with noble families. Yuri tells her it's simple. She's a rare individual who perfectly meets his expectations. Inwardly, he knows his father has spies planted all over the city, making Fi the safest option he has right now. Yuri reflects on how carefully he chose Fi. Her character is fated to die later in the game, leaving no room for hidden twists. Meanwhile, Fi feels confused, wondering why she was chosen as a maid when everyone before only saw her as useless. Fi asks if she needs to do anything, but Yuri replies that he's already explained everything to the maids. Just then, a maid arrives and informs him that all preparations are complete. Yuri tells Fi to go with her. This will be her first task. Fi follows and finds a beautifully prepared maid outfit waiting for her. When she puts it on and returns, the first thing she does is apologize to Yuri for being late. She looks stunning in the outfit, and when Yuri asks, she shyly admits it's super cute. Overjoyed, she hugs him tightly and thanks him with a warm smile. She seems genuinely happy, and when Yuri asks what's wrong, she reflects quietly. In this world, many people treat beast folk with cruelty, using them for unspeakable and wild things. But with Yuri, she doesn't feel any of that. He feels completely different. Yuri looks at Fi and calmly says that if she's truly committed now, then it's time. Fi, confused, wonders what he means. Yuri gives her a reassuring look and takes her to a place called the slums, explaining that he can't share details of his work with just anyone. Yuri leads her into the slums, and as they enter, Fi breaks into a nervous sweat. Inside, she sees a rundown room, an old bed, a few candles, and some lewd paintings on the walls. Fi wonders if she accidentally walked into a discount villain lair. Noticing the condition of the place, Yuri suspects even this spot may be under his father's watch. Meanwhile, Fi quietly wonders if Yuri might be like the others who exploit beast folk. Just then, footsteps echo. Yuri asks who's there, and a group of orphan children steps out, cautiously approaching him. Yuri sees the children and tells them to leave. He has important business with Fi, but the kids refuse. One explains his brother hasn't eaten in 2 days. Frustrated, Yuri warns them that if they don't go, he'll be forced to remove them himself. Hearing this, Faye grows even more surprised, realizing Yuri might not just be harsh with beast folk, but even with helpless children. Still, the kids remain stubborn and refuse to listen. Exactly 10 minutes later, Yuri returns with meat for the children. Overjoyed, they eagerly dig in. Fi watches silently, unable to process what she's seeing. As he leaves, Yuri tells the children to keep watch around the area from now on. Hearing his words, Faye grows more anxious. She believes there's no escape and assumes Yuri brought her here for something lewd. As she tries to leave, Yuri grabs her wrist and calmly asks what exactly she was thinking, running off like that. Yuri pins Fi to the wall with both hands, telling her she should be worried. He's about to end this quickly. It's getting romance scene, but smells strongly of miscommunication. Fi, overwhelmed with fear, believes Yuri is about to do something terrible to her, something she hadn't expected. In her panic, she realizes he could harm her badly if that's truly his intent. With no options left, she quietly pleads for him to be gentle. Yuri pauses, silently questioning how his life turned into a bad play, still calm, tells her not to worry, he won't hurt her. Yuri quietly activates his appraising eye and begins examining her skills. Among them, he notices a dagger skill, low level but present. Surprised by this detail, he begins to think that he should do something about it. He states that his work is done, leaving Faye confused. They haven't done anything immoral. When he questions her strange thinking, she awkwardly says he's an idiot. Yuri calmly reminds her that she's still his maid, and he's her master. After that, Yuri takes her to a weapon shop far outside town. There, he explains that his appraising eye ability is his trump card, even his father doesn't know about it. Fi asks if things are really that bad between him and his father. In response, Yuri picks up a dagger and hands it to her, saying it matches one of her hidden abilities. Fi is stunned. She didn't even know she had any. Next, she'll find out she's got hidden talents in accounting too. Overwhelmed with joy and surprise, Fi tells Yuri that no one ever saw value in her. Everyone just used her. But Yuri noticed an ability within her. Smiling, she starts practicing with the dagger right there, vowing to make the most of this skill. On the way back from the weapon shop, Fi cheerfully tells Yuri she'll treasure the weapon like a precious gift. Yuri almost tells her it was on sale, but decides to keep the moment dramatic, then reminds her to keep it hidden. Just then, they hear a voice behind them. It's one of the orphan children Yuri had fed earlier. The child tells Yuri a girl is looking for him. When asked who, he says Lady Emelina, a saint. Yuri feels his blood pressure rise faster than the church's donation box. Fi is confused, but Yuri knows Emelina is a powerful magic user working for the church and destined for the hero party. Yuri knows she is dangerous and destined to kill him later. He confirms with the child, who insists he heard correctly. Yuri is shocked. Emelina shouldn't have appeared yet, since the game requires him to meet her first at a specific event. Yuri knows meeting Emelina, or the hero party, now would be disastrous, forcing the game to progress and putting him in danger. He must avoid them, even the main character. The child behind him comments on how creepy Yuri's mumbling sounds. Fi, shivering with unease, admits she doesn't know much but says anyone so intensely interested in Yuri must be important. She'd expect no less of him. Yuri quickly interrupts, telling her they need to leave immediately. Back in town, a large crowd gathers just to catch a glimpse of Lady Saint and to pay their respects. Even one of her servants thinks to herself how popular Lady Emelina is, as usual. She walks through the crowd as many call out to her. Among them, someone signals her to come closer for a handshake. She approaches him and shakes his hand, clearly pleased. Seeing this, the crowd starts making various demands, and she begins striking poses to entertain them all. She strikes like lightning, loud, bright, and completely unnecessary. Emelina's servant urges her to focus on their real mission, but Emelina insists she's here to fulfill wishes and serve the church. The servant mutters to herself that the saints lost a screw. They then discuss a rumor. Someone named Yuri saved a beast folk girl. Suddenly, Emelina snaps at her servant, insisting that Yuri is just a child. They're looking for someone strong, noble, and dangerous. Someone who could threaten a lady saint, the hero party, and the great sage. Emelina declares that, as a saintess, she's decided to make him her partner. Somewhere in the distance, Yuri sneezes and doesn't know why he feels doomed. Her servant sighs, thinking Lady Emelina is back to her usual recklessness again. Yuri thanks the boy who gave him the tip about the saintess. The boy promises he can offer even more valuable tips if Yuri keeps buying him meat. Yuri senses the kid is getting too hooked on it, so he firmly tells him this is the last time. He regrets feeding him once. Now he's unlocked a lifelong subscription. The boy walks up to Yuri, calling him his meat brother, visibly depressed. He pleads with Yuri not to say such things, says he's even willing to lick his shoes if it means the meat won't stop. Fi briefly wonders if this is friendship or a fast track to rabies. In the slums,